Welcome back to Desert Smoke Reviews. This is Justin.
What?
I'm Monty.
Tonight we're taking a look at the Park Avenue 44 in Connecticut. We recently did the Maduro, now in Connecticut. Again, I believe it's a Gurkha. It's one of their lower end Gurkhas. But I do remember this cigar. I've had it a few times. I remember it being very good, very sweet, very creamy. So I'm looking forward to it. It's got a beautiful tan, light tan wrapper. The veins are very minimal. Seams are tight, but they are visible. But overall, very nice looking wrapper. Nice looking cigar hole. The wrapper, I don't get a whole lot off, but I do get a scent of like a certain sweetness coming off the wrapper. Nothing really potent, but a nice sweetness coming off. And then the foot. To me, I get almost like a, and I could be, don't take it as a bad thing, almost like a scent of dry manure coming off of it. And a little bit of sweetness. But overall, very, very nice.
Well, definitely very firm pack for me, surprisingly firm. I looked at the cigar and thought it would be pretty soft, but very firm. I don't think that'll be an issue, but cool design. I mean, I really like these Park Avenue bands, the gold, and it's just a real classy looking presentation. Cigar itself, I've got a few stretch marks, actually quite a few stretch marks, but it's just a cool looking cigar. Got a patch job down at the bottom, but other than that, as for the aromas, I really didn't get anything on the wrapper, but on the foot, I got. It's almost like I just opened a can of cashews or something. I mean, it's very nutty, sweet, and then definitely some, like, I always associate Connecticut's with cedar, so definitely some of that, but cool looking stick.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really pretty stick. Really nice cigar, and mine's not hard by any means, but it does have a nice firm pack to it, which to me is better than a soft squishy pack. The wrapper's really nice on mine. It does have one prominent vein, but it's straight as an arrow. It's kind of funny. And then if you really look closely, you can make out some seams, but nothing that I think really matters. And not really many stretch marks on mine like theirs had. But the wrapper to me has a really, really defined sweetness to it. Really nice. And then off the foot, definitely very grassy. Like or even more of a alfalfa grass type hay. And then just some real defined sweetness. So, more or less what you would expect from a pretty decent Connecticut. So.
What's a grasshopper?
It's a big ass grasshopper.
It's probably still around.
Let's light it up.
Well, it's kind of hot in here now with all the heaters going.
Yeah, no shit.
Seriously, that thing's huge. It's like the size of my fist.
That's what she said.
No way to end that sentence with that. That's what she said.
I don't think you really need that to get on.
Yeah, it is putting out some heat though, boy. Might be too much.
Very open draw. But
Lots of thick, creamy smoke.
flavor-wise, not really picking up a whole lot.
Yeah, finish goes clean kind of fast. But there's a little bit of pepper in there for me.
I get no pepper, but I do get a lot, very, very creamy smoke, very thick. Maybe a bit of mild tobacco, and maybe a hint of like a bitter sweetness, but it's very fleeting at best right now.
Nothing harsh about it. Just has a really clean flavor, really clean smoke.
Well, let's get into the first 10 minutes. See if we get anything. Well, welcome back. We're about 10 minutes, maybe a little more into this Park Avenue 44. It's a fast burner for me. I'm already almost all the way through the first third. It's very good, very creamy, a lot of ample smoke. It's a little low on flavor. It's very mild. I just get them. For me, it's a very kind of slight, mild tobacco and a little bit of a grassy note, and overall a general light sweetness. Nothing really potent, nothing really in your face, but it is very good. That finish is not really. It's a little longer, but not much. It still goes clean pretty quick for me.
Yeah, agreed. Really thick, ample smoke, and props to the cigar. I mean, it's really windy outside tonight, and it's you know, the burn isn't as bad as it should be getting. Other than that, yeah, pretty much agree. Still have that kind of cashew and grassy note finish, but the finish doesn't last for very long. It's really the texture of the smoke that's keeping me interested. It's real thick, real creamy. I just wish the finish would last a little longer.
I can't expound any more than what Justin and Wyatt said. I agree 100%.
Well, let's get into the halfway point, which is coming up here for PDQ, and see if we get any changes. Well, welcome back. We're at the nut point of this Park Avenue 44. We did not do a midway point, mostly because there's no change. It kept almost strictly par for the course throughout, even with the first third. Never had much of a flavor change, never had a change in body. But overall, it was still a good smoke. The smoke is very thick, very creamy, and to me that adds a lot of merit to the cigar. It's a typical Connecticut in that sense that it is very mild, but I love it when they have those very thick, creamy textured smoke. This cigar, it was kind of a fast burner for me, but overall still very, very good. I think this is the quintessential morning cigar. I think it'll go great with a cup of coffee. I think it'll be fine in the afternoon. We're smoking it at the end of the day, and it leaves me wanting. But it's not because of the cigar. It's just kind of the time of the day. I would rather a full-bodied, more of a in-your-face cigar. But overall, still a great smoke. I recommend keeping them in your humidor. I think they're around $3 a stick, and I know if you get them on the bid site, it's much cheaper. Overall rating, I'd give it a 7.5. The only thing I'm really knocking on it is the finish. It never really got that long for me, but overall, still a great smoke.
Yeah, agreed. Real good smoke. I think it is a really outstanding Connecticut. Yeah, basically what Justin said on the finish, it doesn't last very long, but you know, it's a Connecticut cigar, and I wasn't expecting a lot of bold flavors or anything. It's pretty. In terms of taste, it's a pretty routine Connecticut. But I got to give props to the burn. I think it made one touch up the whole way through, and it is really windy tonight, and so it stood up to the wind, and the ash never fell off or anything. So I was real impressed with that. I'd agree with the 7.5. I think it's like Justin said, it's a great morning stick. I could see this in the afternoon, or as a chaser cigar, you smoke something big and bold, and then you want something a little lighter after that. It's good for that. But definitely something to smoke in the morning. Set aside a good hour of your time and just read a book, and I think this would be great for that.
Yeah, I agree with everything the guys said. I think it's a really good Connecticut. I think the price, these particular ones came from Cigar Bid, and it worked out to $2.25 a piece. So you can't beat that. If it's any good quality at all, for $2.25, it's unbeatable. So I do think it would excel in the morning, like the guy said, and during the warmer months, which here is about 9 or 10 months out of the year, I generally have a cigar, between 8 and 10 a.m. on my days off, and this is perfect for it. You can get a decent hour out of it, maybe a little more, but it does burn pretty steady, pretty quickly. But I think it's a really good cigar. It's a really good Connecticut. I think it's great for those morning, afternoon smokes, for maybe someone that's a little bit more experienced smoker, but I think it's also a great anytime cigar for someone who's not very experienced and who doesn't smoke very often. It's very smooth. There's nothing harsh about it whatsoever. We're down to the nut point, and it's not harsh at all. And that's kind of what I look for in a cigar that I want to keep around to give to somebody who doesn't smoke very often. Because if they're only going to smoke once a month or even less, there's no sense giving them something that's going to overpower them or make them gag or make them wake up in the morning and feel like they had a campfire in their mouth. So again, for that, I really like it. 7.5.
Well, in conclusion, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. And until next time, smoke 'em if you got 'em.